Hey guys, so yesterday we finally got some answers that we're looking for relating to ladders post-launch and a few other things that people were wondering if they were going to make it into the single player or non-ladders. So Hooli had this to say. Over the last week, we have seen much speculation and reactions from the community around the subject of ladder play releasing post-launch. We wanted to take this opportunity to share that ladder-only rune words, unique items, and Heraldric Cube recipes that were once restricted to ladder rank play will now for the first time be included in non-ladder multiplayer and single-player play. We understand that these items complement prominent builds and playstyles cherished by the community. Furthermore, we have heard the community ask to include these items into the single-player experience for quite some time. Now players playing solo can also partake in the metas that have become popularized from the original multiplayer ladder experience. Furthermore, single player will now also include access to the Pandemonium event in Diablo, which DCLONE, to mitigate server impact and protect server stability of the game during the launch window. We plan to have ladder rankings and listings to be implemented shortly after launch. This means that we won't be having it on launch. This will enable players to have a fair chance to partake in the race that comes with the first season's ladder for Diablo 2 Resurrected, and not run into any possible launch window stability issues that could impede that experience. Once we have a more precise gauge on this front, we'll notify the community of the exact date and time in September. We hope this provides clarity on our intentions with the ladder and related systems at launch. We look forward to sharing the ladder start times with the community. Once we have locked in, we'll provide early enough notice so players can make the appropriate accommodations for their race to 99. So let's talk about the patch notes. A new patch is being staged for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation prior to the open beta, which is pretty nice. I mean, the open beta launches tomorrow for consoles and for PC players alike. Functionality changes. Skill purchases now require a separate button press, which is on controller only. Apparently people were having problems with this. I didn't hear anything about it, but then again, I didn't really play all that much on controller at all, actually. I plan on playing a bit tomorrow. Now, here's the bug fixes, and we've encountered a few of these when we were playing. Fixed several bugs that could cause a crash upon launching the game. We ended up experiencing that once. Fixed a bug that could cause players to crash when toggling the legacy mode. This also happened to us once. Fixed a bug that could cause players to crash when opening a trade window. Fixed a bug that could cause players to crash when the skill select window was prompted. Fixed a bug that could cause degraded performance over time. This is something that I love to see, because one of the biggest gripes that I had with the last test here over the weekend was I was starting to lag on my druid and my pally, not on my other characters though, only on my druid and my pally for whatever reason, when I would do certain things. And when the inventory was open specifically, I would drop down to about what felt like 15 FPS. That persisted until I restarted my game. At first, I thought it was a memory leak. It wasn't a memory leak, so I knew that it was just performance issues. We ended up reporting it in the bug reports. So I'm glad that this was addressed, and I'm glad it wasn't just us that was experiencing this issue. Fixed several bugs that could cause a crash when encountering poor server connectivity. Fixed several bugs that could cause a crash on consoles. Added several client, server, and network optimizations. Fixed a bug preventing players from accepting party invites while the game window was minimized. Here's a funny one, okay? But it also made me think, like, what if we could do this? Fixed a bug preventing players from toggling on or off their paladin auras. If this was actually a thing that we could do, I imagine a lot of people would be playing paladins and accidentally toggling off their auras. So I do think this is a step in the right direction, and I hope, because there were tons of other bugs during the beta, especially with Druid. I encountered a few visual bugs with Druid, so hopefully that they're looking into those. Hopefully more people encounter them so they know about them, because that's what these tests are really for. I don't think enough people realize that we are doing these beta tests and these alpha tests to report these things, so they know what is going on with their game, because not everybody's machine is the same, and not everybody's experience will be the same. So more people need to bug report and go on the forums even and talk about the issues at hand. But all in all, hopefully more issues will be addressed and they'll keep us updated what is being updated through the process up until release. That would be great. But I can also see if they don't do that, right? But for this open beta, I believe it's another 2 or 3 days. I think it's from the 20th to the 22nd. We'll see how the console community takes the game, and hopefully we'll be able to experience Druid more. I just stopped playing my Druid because it wasn't fun dealing with all the visual bugs. And Elemental, like Boulder, was very buggy, and the pathing on it was really weird at times, and it was getting clipped on certain objects and certain. I mean, I had a friend of mine who told me that it was literally getting clipped on pebbles on the ground, he thought, and it was exploding. So it's simple stuff like that. So now that we know that ladder only rune words, uniques, and cube recipes that were ladder only before are coming to non-ladder, I think we can all agree this is a huge relief, because tons of people, including myself, were pretty bummed that we may not have ladders for release after what Pez had said, and I had expressed my concerns and feelings about that in this last video that we did last week. Now, we know for certain that ladders will not be implemented until shortly after launch, and I can get behind this decision 100%. At the end of the day, everybody wants to rush to 99 and try to hit that world first status, but it couldn't be as fun of a competition unless everybody was on a fair and even field. And this I know only goes so far because of other schedules, etc. But to be fair, if you don't have a free schedule, the odds of hitting world first 99 with a group are 0. But I am glad to hear that even our single player community is getting some love with the addition of these ladder only features and UBERS and DCLONE additions to single player. Again, since the modding community is sort of in shambles right now with the TCP/IP news that we got last week as well, these are great steps that the team has taken to ensure the features that were missing in the original game are now a part of the entire game for everyone to enjoy. Because there are some people who just don't have the time, may not have internet connection, etc. It was stated that we will know ahead of time once ladders are starting up, so groups have plenty of time to prep. Also, Pez has confirmed on Reddit that we'll also be able to kill the Cow King and our characters won't be flagged anymore, which means we'll be able to create our secret portals post-kill. Now, I want to talk about this real quick. It was brought to my attention on my last video by someone who commented that there may be another issue at hand, and that's for our console community. The console community that we're trying to reach out to and introduce to Diablo 2. They had told me that the Diablo 2 Resurrected may not be available to play cross-gen, which means those who are playing on a PS5 wouldn't be able to play with people on a PS4, and those who are on Xbox Series S or X would not be able to play with those people on Xbox One. Now, this would be a huge problem because of multiple reasons, including financial reasons. For one, the lack of next-gen systems currently available on the market because of the lack of CPU production. And apparently this may be a thing that's being overlooked because I've tried looking to see if it's been talked about myself, and nobody's heard anything about it, nor has it been confirmed that cross-gen play would be a thing. This could just put a bad taste in tons of players' mouths if they can't play with friends, family, etc. because of the cross-gen, console-gen limitations, but I guess time will tell. So that's it for this video. What do you guys think about the news, and have you been participating in the test? If so, comment down below what you think so far. Every comment helps the channel reach more and more people. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, thumbs up, and hit the notification bell for updates when a new video is uploaded to the channel. So until next time.